Hold on to your hats, folks, because we're about to dive into a dish so delicious, it practically broke the internet. I'm talking about vegan baked feta pasta, the recipe that took social media by storm and left everyone craving more. This dish is the perfect blend of simple ingredients and incredible flavor. Trust me, it's a culinary adventure you don't want to miss. Ready to whip up this viral sensation? This vegan feta pasta has taken the internet by storm, and for good reason. It's creamy, flavorful, and incredibly easy to make. Here's what you'll need to get started. Cherry tomatoes, the star of the show. Look for ripe, juicy ones. These little gems burst with flavor when roasted, adding a sweet and tangy element to the dish. You can use a mix of red and yellow cherry tomatoes for a colorful presentation. Vegan feta. There are many great options available, or even try making your own. The vegan feta melts beautifully, creating a creamy sauce that coats the pasta perfectly. If you're feeling adventurous, homemade vegan feta can be a fun project and adds a personal touch to the dish. Garlic, because everything's better with garlic, right? Use as many cloves as you like, depending on your taste. Roasting the garlic with the tomatoes brings out a rich, sweet flavor that complements the tangy feta. Olive oil, the good stuff always. A generous drizzle of high-quality olive oil helps to roast the tomatoes and garlic to perfection, and it adds a luscious texture to the sauce. Don't skimp on this ingredient. Pasta. Choose your favorite shape. Penne, rigatoni, and fusilli work well. The pasta shape you choose can affect the overall texture of the dish. Short, sturdy shapes like these hold up well to the creamy sauce and roasted tomatoes. Fresh basil for that final touch of freshness. Basil adds a burst of color and a fragrant herbal note that ties all the flavors together. Tear the leaves by hand to release their natural oils and enhance their aroma. Don't worry about being too precise with the amounts. This recipe is all about keeping it simple and delicious. The beauty of this dish lies in its flexibility. Adjust the ingredients to suit your taste, and enjoy the process of creating a meal that's both comforting and satisfying. Happy cooking! Now for the fun part, let's get cooking. Cooking can be a delightful experience, especially when you have a simple and delicious recipe to follow. Today, we're going to make a dish that's not only easy, but also incredibly satisfying. So roll up your sleeves and let's dive right in. This recipe is so easy, you'll be amazed at how quickly it comes together. Whether you're a seasoned chef or a beginner in the kitchen, this dish is perfect for you. It's all about combining fresh ingredients and letting the oven do most of the work. Plus, it's a great way to impress your friends and family without spending hours in the kitchen. First, preheat your oven. Crank that oven up to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. We want it nice and hot. Preheating the oven is crucial because it ensures that our ingredients cook evenly and develop those wonderful flavors we love. So, make sure to give your oven enough time to reach the right temperature. Next, grab your baking dish and toss in those juicy cherry tomatoes. Cherry tomatoes are perfect for this recipe because they burst with flavor when roasted. If you can't find cherry tomatoes, grape tomatoes work just as well. The key is to use ripe fresh tomatoes for the best taste. Then, crumble your vegan feta right on top. Vegan feta adds a creamy, tangy element to the dish. If you're not vegan, you can use regular feta cheese. The goal is to create a rich, flavorful base that will blend beautifully with the tomatoes. Drizzle generously with olive oil. Don't be shy. Olive oil not only adds flavor but also helps the tomatoes and feta to roast perfectly. Make sure every tomato and piece of feta is coated with a good amount of olive oil. This will ensure that everything cooks evenly and develops a lovely golden color. Peel and crush those garlic cloves, then scatter them around the baking dish. Garlic makes everything better. The aroma of roasted garlic is simply irresistible, and it adds a depth of flavor to our dish. If you're a garlic lover, feel free to add more cloves. Just make sure they're evenly distributed so every bite has that wonderful garlic taste. Pop that dish into the preheated oven and let it bake for about 30 minutes. While it's baking, you'll notice the incredible aroma filling your kitchen. This is when you know you're on the right track. The tomatoes will start to burst, releasing their juices, and the feta will become soft and slightly golden. The tomatoes should be bursting, and the feta should be soft and slightly golden. This is the perfect time to take it out of the oven. The combination of roasted tomatoes and melted feta creates a sauce that's both creamy and tangy. It's the heart of our dish and what makes it so special. While the magic's happening in the oven, cook your pasta according to the package directions. Choose your favorite type of pasta: spaghetti, penne, or fusilli, all work great. Make sure to cook it al dente, which means it should be firm to the bite. This texture will hold up well when mixed with our roasted tomato and feta sauce. Al dente is the way to go. Once the pasta is cooked, drain it well. You don't want any excess water diluting our delicious sauce. If you're worried about the pasta sticking together, you can toss it with a little olive oil after draining. Once the feta and tomatoes are ready, take them out of the oven. Be careful, the dish will be very hot. Let it sit for a minute or two to cool slightly. This will make it easier to handle and mix with the pasta. Now gently stir in the cooked pasta until everything is coated in that beautiful creamy sauce. The heat from the pasta will help to melt the feta even more, creating a luscious, velvety sauce that clings to every strand of pasta. Make sure to mix thoroughly so every bite is packed with flavor. And there you have it, a simple, delicious pasta dish that's sure to become a favorite in your household. Enjoy. The magic touch, creamy, dreamy, and totally irresistible. As the pasta mingles with the baked feta and tomatoes, something magical happens. The feta melts into a luscious, creamy sauce, coating every strand of pasta with its incredible flavor. The sweetness of the tomatoes bursts through, creating a symphony of flavors that will have you wanting more. Sharing is caring. Spread the feta pasta love. This vegan baked feta pasta is the perfect dish for any occasion. It's easy enough for a weeknight dinner, yet impressive enough for a weekend gathering. It's comforting, satisfying, and bursting with flavor. Trust me, this recipe is a guaranteed crowd pleaser. Tips and tricks for feta pasta perfection. Today we're diving into the secrets of making the most delicious feta pasta you've ever tasted. Follow these simple yet effective tips to elevate your dish to a whole new level. Roast your tomatoes. Roasting the tomatoes brings out their natural sweetness and intensifies their flavor. Don't skip this step. Preheat your oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit and roast the tomatoes for about 20-25 minutes until they are soft and slightly caramelized. This will add a depth of flavor that raw tomatoes simply can't provide. Don't be afraid of salt. Seasoning is key. Salt enhances the natural flavors of your ingredients. Be generous but mindful. A good rule of thumb is to taste as you go. Remember, you can always add more salt, but you can't take it away. Add a generous pinch of salt to the tomatoes and feta before baking. This ensures that every bite is packed with flavor. You can also add a pinch of black pepper for an extra kick. Fresh herbs are your friend. Fresh basil adds a wonderful aroma and flavor. Don't limit yourself to just basil. You can also experiment with other herbs like parsley, thyme, or oregano. These herbs can add different layers of flavor to your dish. Add it just before serving for the best results. This keeps the herbs vibrant and fresh, adding a burst of color and flavor to your pasta. A final drizzle of olive oil can also enhance the dish, making it even more delectable. Beyond the basics, exploring feta pasta variations. Once you've mastered the basic recipe, feel free to get creative. Try adding different vegetables, such as spinach, zucchini, or mushrooms. You can also experiment with different herbs and spices to create your own unique flavor combinations. There you have it, the viral vegan baked feta pasta recipe, broken down into simple steps.